So now I know that you mentioned that, Alex, that you're new to the role of CDO here at Morningstar. Are you new to Morningstar as well?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
So Morningstar was looking for a chief data officer when they when you connected with them. So you saw the opportunity. They saw you interviewed, and it made sense for you to join the firm. What are you the first chief data officer for Morningstar?
No, actually, my current manager, who is the chief technology officer, started at Morningstar as a chief data officer.
I see.
So he was, as he got a bigger role as the CTO, he was looking for somebody who take in the role as, initially it was called chief data and analytics officer, but
Right.
it's a mouthful. So keep it down to, like, CDO. It's easier to pronounce.
Right, but the analytics piece is then a part of your
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually view them as, like, there is no data without analytics, because, like, otherwise, why are you doing it? And there's
Right.
no analytics without data, because, like, where do you pull it
Right.
out of thin air, right?
Yeah, and we've lived in a world where PFA, pluck from air, has been not that successful. So in terms of, can you help the audience understand a little bit about the structure of your team? What does your team look like? And how is it configured in terms of the balance between the investment of resources in the curation and collection and management of the data platforms that you're using versus the folks that actually consume on the science side in the machine learning and advanced analytics and AI space?
So it's a great question, and I've seen quite a bit of literature in terms, like, who should CDO report to and who should report to CDO, and there's, like, a lot of organizational debate. And again, perhaps my view is more of a minority view, but I actually think it's less relevant with respect to the organization and more relevant with respect to the person. And what I mean by that is a capable person makes a role really meaningful, and a small person makes a really big role much smaller. So I view success of my role more in terms of being able to manage a virtual team and influence people who don't report to me than influencing people who do report to me. So with respect to, like, direct reporting lines, it's mostly technology groups, engineers, data scientists, data architects. So, like, people who work on some of the technology architecture for things like data lake, analytics platform, data science platform, creating, like, sandbox for data scientists to go, like, build model research and roll them in production. And also what we call data services organization, which is responsible for data infrastructure, data assets, and data governance, data dictionaries, entitlements, like all the kind of, like, core components of enabling data to flow through the systems in the organization is part of my responsibility. But I view my role much, much more broadly as in a business partner of product owners, a business partner at the executive level, with respect to using my relationships and using my understanding of the market to make sure that I'm part of a design of what our products are supposed to look like. And part of my job I also view as kind of, like, being able to pass legislation through the halls of Congress. So coming up with a wonderful legislation is not very valuable unless you actually get enough votes. So I spend a lot of my time just getting agreement and buy-in and alignment within different groups of people who have nothing to do with me organizationally, but have them buy into the vision because they believe their product will be better off with what we're suggesting than without.
Yeah, I think you said the magic word, sort of like please and thank you for the children. Alignment and buy-in are those two really magic words inside of an organization when it comes to data management and analytics powered by data. You work for a company whose products, I would assume, really are data products. The things that actually drive revenue for you, the insights that you produce, are manufactured on the raw material of data. So that's a really important business asset to Morningstar. Tell us a little bit about how Morningstar values its data as an asset. So in the behaviors of those business partners who you're driving alignment and buy-in from, do they really understand the asset value of the data set and the importance of really supporting the mission that you're on to curate and drive the production of insight from that data set?
The short answer is yes, and I think that's part of the reason why I found a conversation with Morningstar so interesting and intriguing, and why I thought it might be an interesting chapter in my career to join an organization like that, because it's a very data-centric organization with respect to understanding that the value of information comes from combining data assets and understanding, and like I don't have to persuade people. It seems to be a foregone conclusion, which culturally makes my job so much easier. But the value of data assets is not in individual assets; it's in our ability to connect them. So connectivity of data and connectivity of teams is what really drives the value of those assets. So although individual asset by itself could be quite important, but if you have a gold mine, and if you haven't given people shovels, there's not much they can get out of the gold mine.
That's
so
right.
connecting people who have data with people who need data is the way I kind of define my role. And it's been incredibly rewarding, the fact that I don't have to spend a lot of political capital and burn a lot of calories, persuade people that spending time, effort, and money in acquiring necessary data sets and put an effort into cleansing and making sure they're comprehensive, timely, relevant, and accurate is important thing. People totally get it. It's that's how the company was built.
Comprehensive, timely, relevant, and accurate. I love those 4 words to describe